Hi there, welcome to another episode of Monday Make It, Send It. And I've been doing these YouTube videos on Monday nights, and I make a card ahead of time, and then I make the same card in front of you folks. And then on Tuesday morning, I have 2 cards to mail out to my stamping friends. So I've been doing that for a few weeks now. And before I actually get started with the stamping portion and show you the card, I do want to show you a kit that I made recently. Saturday, just a couple days ago, I was in Canton, Illinois, and I took some kits with me to get done. And one of those that I took along was this one. This is the Bird Ballad tin. And if you look on page 168 in the annual catalog, you will see this tin, and it comes with laser cut cards. So what you can do is if you purchase this for $18, you'll have the envelopes, which look like this, and it's vanilla, and it has this real pretty scallop edge on the envelopes, so that's real good. And then the cards are, like I said, laser cut on the front. So you can put designer paper behind that. See, that's just the inside, and you can use cardstock or designer paper, whatever you prefer. And I just made mine real simple with a thank you and used the circle dies and things like that. But I did, there's 12 cards in there, and I did 4 of the cherry cobbler, and I did 4 with the blackberry bliss, and then 4 with the Cajun craze. But like I said, you can use any colors, DSP or cardstock, and so it's a real easy kit to complete. And you could give it to the tin and the cards. You can give it as a gift to somebody when you get it all done. So anyway, that's one of the things I did over the weekend. And so I do want to go ahead and get started with the stamping portion, and so I will turn the camera down and just bear with me, please. All right, so the card that I've made ahead of time looks like this, and I used the Memorable Mosaic, I believe it's called, and it is the stamp set, yes, Memorable Mosaic, and I used some of these circles, and I'll show you that part in a little bit. But I also, in coordination with the stamp set, I used the punch that goes along with it. Let's see if you can see that. And that just punched out the sentiment there. And I'll go ahead and show you in the catalog because I actually used several items on there. So I will show you that. That's on page 119 in the annual book. So I don't know if you can see this very well, but actually, see this card right here? That's where I cased my card from. So how easy is that to use designs in the book and just case them? And yeah, but I really like that card, and so that's what we did. So we did it at a recent class. So there's the card, and then over here I wanted to show you what I used. Like I said, the stamp set we already talked about, and the punch, and then I used this the embossing folder, Mosaic 3D, and then the paper and these embellishments. The only thing I did not use was the ribbon, but I used a lot of these accessories, and like I said, it's the Mosaic Mood Suite on page 118 and 119 in the catalog. And this paper, oh my gosh, let me show you some of this designer paper because I think it's great. Okay, so there's some of the patterns, and you've got the yellow flowers. So real pretty designs that way. And then I'll flip them over. Oh my gosh. And it's embossed. It's got like a raised texture to it. So they're embossed pieces, and oh my gosh, this specialty paper is really, really, really pretty. You've got the hummingbirds and the greenery and some more flowers. So yeah, I love this paper. And then what I did for the card, I just cut 3 strips of that actually. So I've got these all separated out, And for class, when I took it to class, you know, we had the hummingbirds, and everybody got to cut out their own little hummingbird for the front. And along with all of these pieces here, I had these pre-cut ahead of time. So we got to use some of those for the 3 strips. And then I already embossed the piece. So I'll go ahead and glue this on the front. This color is terracotta tile, so it's one of the new in colors. And like I said, I've embossed this ahead of time. We're going to glue this down. I even have my adhesive today. Sometimes it's clear across the room, so I am ahead of the game. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. Before we do that, I don't think I cut this to fit, so bear with me. Before I glue that down, I'm going to cut these 3 strips. I meant to do this earlier, and I forgot to do that. So let me cut these all the same size, because I was in a hurry and just did the long cuts, and then I was going to trim it down later, and I forgot. So let's put this on here. But yeah, this is a really simple card. Like I said, do use your catalog, because the idea book catalog, they used to call it, is really full of card ideas. Okay, so now we can go ahead and put this down. This embossing folder, like I said, is 3D and really, really cool design. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and glue the strips down in the center of the card. This paper is so pretty. Shiny and glossy and really cool. So the paper strips that I'm using here, they are just a little different than on my sample, but I'll show you about that here in a second. Let's get this glued on here. And like so. Okay, so real easy to do, just using your designer paper, but you can see the pattern on this one versus the pattern that I did on here, just a little different that way. Okay, and then with the hummingbird, like I said, I cut it out ahead of time, and I'm going to use dimensionals on the back of that. And then I did my words. This one says grateful every day for you, and then this one is heartfelt gratitude, and those sentiments both come from this set, which is a big thank you. So that's where I got the words for both of these, just an FYI. And then I'll go ahead and use this punch that comes in the bundle. And I'm doing it off to the side a little bit. I'll show you why here in a second. But my heartfelt gratitude is going to be off to the side so I can have room for the hummingbird. And we're going to go ahead and glue that down. Okay, and then put that on here. And then the circle, I did it ahead of time. Okay, what I did was I used a scrap of So Saffron and then crushed curry ink. So the ink is a little darker than the So Saffron, which is what I wanted. And then all I did was stamp this image and punched it out with the 3/4 punch. So we're going to go ahead and glue that down. Okay, put that under here a little bit. Okay, and then the green ones, you'll be able to see that. I'm just using the little flower in the set, and mint macaron, cardstock, and ink both. So I'm going to ink this flower up a little bit and There's one. And another one. Punch those out with the 1/2 inch circle punch. Okay, and we're done with that. Okay, and then I've got glue dots. I'm going to go ahead and put those little green circles on with the glue dots because they are so much easier than trying to use adhesive. I love my glue dots. Okay, so then we're going to put these on there. One about right there. And one over here. And of course dimensionals on the back of the hummingbird, so he's raised up a little bit, he or she. Okay. Now, just by getting that paper, there's so many possibilities. Like I said, the hummingbirds and the different patterns on there that you can cut out. How should we have our hummingbird? Oh, what about like right there? Cool. All right, and one last little thing is these embellishments that also was shown with that suite. So I'm going to use one of these reddish color ones to go with the terracotta tile. Put that right there. Okay, and here's the one I just made. And here's the one I made the other day, or actually last month for class. But you get the idea. So there's 2 cards for my Monday Make It, Send It. And don't forget to check out my stamping blog. And you can visit my stamping blog by going to createwithlori2.blogspot.com. And I will see you next Monday night for another Monday Make It, Send It. Thanks for stopping by.